Welcome to Sports and Touring, and if you've seen the previous video, you know that we have added a car to the channel, the Audi R8 GT Spyder, one of 333 cars in the world, one of 33 in the UK. And although we took it for a drive on the first day, we just really wanted to enjoy the car without having to worry about filming. So today we're taking you on your first drive with us, and we've got to know the car a little bit, been able to lean on the car a little bit in the corners and get the foot down, starting to get used to the power, but it probably pins you in your seat though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it probably pins you in your seat in a straight line. I'm not sure about leaning on the car just yet. You've like kind of almost got to leaning on it, but it's one of those things that the car's got so much potential that you can't really get anywhere near to it on the public roads. So
it's true, it's true. So anyway, let's jump in the car and hit the road. So first of all, how does it drive? Just poodling around, getting from point A to point B. Well, this car is very, very stiff. The suspension is quite low, quite hard set. I'd actually say even stiffer than the 370. And that's quite a thing to say, given that the 370 is sitting on KWV3 coilovers. But of course, this car is designed specifically to be the slightly more track-focused version of the R8, which some people might say for a Spyder is pretty pointless, but we had a discussion about that earlier and we both agreed that it's all about the experience.
Exactly, it's all about the way the car makes you feel when you drive it. Realistically, if you want to buy a car that you want to go and set lap records in, you're going to go and buy a car that's specifically built for going around track. This is a car that makes you feel like $1 million when you're driving it on the road or on the track. So that's the whole point of it, really.
And the sound that you get from the exhaust when the roof is down is just, it's something special. It's completely different. And with even at 30 or 40 miles an hour as we are now, it just feels like you're going faster than you actually are, just because of all of the wind. Now, it's not exactly the warmest of days, but even with the roof down and the heaters on full blast, it's perfectly civilized just driving around with the roof down. And now, of course, we're going to be coming up to a slightly faster road, one of my favorite exits from a slow roundabout, one that we used to do all the time when Damani was karting at Rye House Kart Circuit on our way home. Absolutely nuts. Now, I don't know if you can hear us with all the buffeting!
Buffeting!
Oh, the downshifts just sound so good.
Right, so we're about to hit one of our favourite B roads. It's got quite a few nice little undulations, and if you've been watching the channel for quite a while, then you will remember that I did the tyre test of the Continental tyres on this road. Oh, hang on. And it turns out that this car has the same Continental tyres on it. So, some aspects of this might feel familiar. But for now, should we just enjoy the drive?
Let's just have fun. On the rails.
Confidence in this car.
It's not even trying.
traffic, and this is an opportunity just to tell you that this comes with automatic gearbox, but in the sense that it's actually a robotized manual. So the 6-speed gearbox that's in this car is the same gearbox that you would get in a manual, but essentially a computer controls robotic movements of shifting the gears and clutching and declutching on your behalf. Now, because of that, you kind of have to drive it like a manual, so there's a little bit of skill involved in order to get the best out of this car and save the clutch. That involves when you're actually accelerating, you have to give a little lift at the perfect moment for the gear shift as you flick the paddle.
There's carbon ceramics work well.
Yep. So if you can hear, the gear shifts are quite smooth, and that's because I'm lifting every time I upshift. And I quite like that. It makes you feel a little bit more involved than your average DCT. And having come from driving a manual most of the time, I quite like that.
What a beast. Oh my god.
Now, I'll be honest, I was expecting the suspension on this car to be just a bit too stiff to really be enjoyable or usable on a relatively bumpy country day like this one. But my expectations were wrong. It feels absolutely planted. There's something special about the way these seats grip you as you're going through the corners. And I'm not even pushing this car's abilities. I'm still trying to find my own abilities in this car. But I can tell you it is an absolutely phenomenal experience. Now, let's put this car through its paces on a nice dual carriageway with a few roundabouts and maybe a little tunnel.
It's gonna have to be done.
A Milltek exhaust attached to it, and it makes a proper sound. So it would only be proper for us to take it through a tunnel. And here we are. Oh my god, it sounds amazing. Oh, that V10 exhaust note is phenomenal.
Oh my god.
I love this car. Well, thank you for joining us on that drive. That was a lot of fun. What did you think?
Yeah, lots of fun. The car feels freaking awesome. That's the furthest we've pushed the car since we've got it, and it wasn't even close to its limits. It's like driving on rails. It's freaking amazing, and the sound, oh my god.
It sounded amazing, it felt amazing, it was just so competent in the corners. I felt completely connected to the car, and the seats are, I think, a big part of that, as well as the suspension setup. But yeah, it was amazing.
So if you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and choose all notifications to keep updated with the progress on the R8 and also what's happening with the 370Z. And we'll see you guys next time on Sports and Touring.